Hey everybody. So now we're on to station number 3. This one is all about enzyme specificity. So does an enzyme work on any substrate or only certain ones? To find the answer to this question, we're going to use the enzyme lactase and see if it is going to be able to work upon different kinds of sugars. So I have here 4 different test tubes. In test tube number 1, this is a test tube containing regular whole milk. Test tube number 2, this is sugar water, so it contains a sugar named sucrose. That's the same kind of sugar that you might put, say, in a cup of tea. This milk in tube number 3 has had a lactase enzyme added to it. And this last tube over here is our sugar water that has had lactase enzyme added to it as well. That's why it's a slightly different color. You notice it's not as clear as the dissolved sugar water. This has the lactase enzyme in it. So what we're going to do, since the job of lactase is to break down a disaccharide into its single sugars, we can test and see whether this lactase enzyme was successful in breaking down sucrose, which is a disaccharide, and lactose, which is a disaccharide, and releasing a monosaccharide called glucose. So to test for glucose, we're going to use these glucose test strips. You'll see that on the ends of them, there's a little colored square. It kind of looks bluish. And what I'll do is I'm going to dunk them, one strip into each of the tubes, and we're going to see what the color change is going to be. Now, what we know is that if glucose is present, the test strip, the square on the end, would turn brown. If it stays the same kind of tealish turquoisey color that it is now, that means there is no glucose. So let's check out and see what happens. So we'll start with tube number 1, which is the one with regular milk only. And we'll let that come in contact. I guess in hindsight, I should have poured a little bit more into our test tube, but make sure we get it definitely wet. And we'll pull it out and take a look, and we can see still that same teal color that we had in the beginning. Let's grab a new test strip and test the sugar water. So this is regular old sucrose, plain all by itself. And again, we'll dunk our test strip in there, pull it back, and we can see still teal. Okay. New test strip. This one is going to be of our milk that has had the lactase added to it. Let's see what happens with that. So we're going to dunk that in there. Almost dropped the test strip. Okay. And we need one more for our sucrose that has lactase in it. And we'll bring that in contact. And let's see what we get. Okay. So we can see that the sucrose that had lactase added to it, still that same kind of turquoisey blue color that we had in the beginning. But you'll notice that with the milk that had the lactase in it, you'll see it's starting to change its color. It's no longer that turquoise that we had seen before, definitely turning that brownish color. So this would be an indication that we have glucose present in that sample. So use those observations to help you answer those questions on your answer sheet now.